Greetings and good day to all dear students. I hope you are having a good time. In continuation of our discussion about the Corona render engine in 3D Max, in the initial parts of our work, we came and gave some explanations about materials. And we want to start more complete explanations in this regard. Well, in the diffuse section, we talked about its level and its color. And we also gave a map. In the map section, we can use this bitmap, although besides bitmap, we can use checker, which gives a checkered pattern to the diffuse, or use noise. And again, I press Show and Result. In the noise section, we also have offsets, X, Y, and Z, and tiling, meaning we can control the tile. I increase the tiling so that the noise pattern is shown to us. Noise is a white surface with random dots and spots of black color inside it, meaning there is no specific order in these spots, and it appears as black in our shape. And even if we use these noise shapes in our displacement, the black parts will be recessed and the white parts will be raised and protruding, meaning it gains height. I can, in this section in my maps, use fall-off. Well, and it tells us that in the Replace Map section, do you want it to be completely replaced by this noise, or do you want to keep that noise and place it as a submap on top of it? We want the noise to be completely gone and fall-off to be placed instead. In the Show Shaded section, the viewport of this material is off, and you can only see this in the render. I'll enlarge this so it can be seen better here. It has a black part and a white part, which is a suitable material for making suede fabrics, fabrics that have some light and shadow. You can use fall-off. In the Mix Curve section, you can move this curve up and down to see the changes and create various light and shadow effects. Or you can even make this Bezier and have a quadratic curve. And apply the changes that you want to your work. Very good. This was a brief explanation of fall-off. We can look at another map, for example, tile. Tile also has its own different sections. For example, as you can see, you can increase or decrease the tiling, or change it. Increase and decrease it. Or you can open this advanced control section and, for example, color its white part and then, for example, color the part in between with another color. Or you can even place a map and a texture instead of these colors. Place a map and the map settings will open for you to create the shape you want. Okay, besides these, we have refraction here, which refraction does And in fact, if you pay attention, we have reflection and refraction. Reflection is related to light reflection. If you set the level to 0, you have no reflection, and if you set it to 1, it has the maximum reflection. Did you see? The surface became completely like a mirror. And it's showing us that light. You can change the reflection color. In this section where we have light reflection, it's white. And I can change it to, for example, turquoise. What happens is that it changes our light reflection to turquoise. I can even here define a map for it, meaning reflect the light in the form of a map. And as I said about its level, glossiness also indicates the spread of this reflection, meaning our reflection might be 1, but if the material's glossiness is 0, then in fact we have a completely matte mirror. Matte mirror, like frosted glass. Glass that light doesn't reflect directly. You see that our material's reflection is 1, but its glossiness is 0. We can give a map to the glossiness. If I increase these a bit, so you can see this part. Our light reflection spreads out like this, and the light reflection becomes different. You can even give a map that here you can see the black and white part. If I give a noise map, for example, to reflect, those black parts give me a value of 0. And those white parts give a value of 1 to the glossiness. If I reduce its tiling, no, I should increase it. Now let me increase it so we can see the result. Here you can notice the lines and how they change with respect to the light. You see, with respect to the light we can observe our reflections. Well, if you want to see this map on the work, this show shaded. And you can see the map on the work. I will clear this so it has this value of 0.68. The IOR part, which has a Fresnel IOR. Which is in both reflection and refraction. Okay. Refraction, in fact, bending of light for us in the material. Every material in nature has a constant and a standard in reflection and refraction. You can search for this in resources and see different IORs for different materials, both in their reflection and in their refraction, if it has refraction, of course. For example, IORs for metals are very high, for example above 5, above 6. When you apply 6 for an IOR in reflection, it gives you a metallic look. The material appears to be a metal. And if I set its glossiness to completely, it implies that we have a metallic sphere here. And if I bring the diffuse color to completely black and OK it, You see that it's completely showing us a metal. Okay, I'll put this map back on. And I'll bring the IOR back to 1.52, which it was. And we'll move on to refract. Refract gives us the glass effect. Meaning the more I increase it, it's like we have a glass sphere, and it's taken on a glass look. And it's become completely transparent, and light passes through it. Now, if I come and give it a value of 0.5, it takes on a semi-transparent look. And I can even come and use a smoky colour, for example, in its colour, or put a fall-off in its map. And also, its glossiness. If it's less or more, it takes away that transparency from it. Let me set this to white and see. If I change this glossiness, for example, to 0.5, it gives me a frosted glass look, meaning it affects its refraction. We see that it creates a frosted glass look for me here. Since I brightened this part and it's rendering at the same time, it slowed down my system a bit down. IOR is similar. Any type of glass, any type of material, even metal, has its own IOR and refraction. And you can use it. There's a checkbox here called caustics. And these caustics create a magnifying effect for your material and for your glass. Meaning that refraction effect, for example, in a glass cup. If there's a spoon inside, that refraction, which is the light refraction effect, in a situation like a glass that's half full of water, it shows it well for you and the magnifying effect it brings for you. These caustics create that magnifying effect of glass for you. And next to the option, if you look closely in the parentheses, it says slow, meaning it increases your render calculations. Keep this in mind. If you don't have a very powerful system, do not use this at all. Don't use caustic. Very good. And that's the initial explanation about materials. In the next session, we'll try to talk a bit about lights. And gradually, with these basic features, we'll try to create an initial render. We'll progress step by step. I hope you enjoyed this session as well.